Titans Beast World issue number 1. That's right, folks. The Titans are spearheading the big event at DC Comics. For the months of December and January, we're getting a bunch of books with a lot of tie-ins. I'm thinking I'll cover it all. I'm not sure how big my schedule or how crowded my schedule is going to be for the end of December and January. But we'll cover the main Beast World book for sure. And if there's tie-ins that are kind of like relevant to the story or are fun to talk about, maybe we'll talk about them too. Yeah, it's time. You know, the Titans are here. They matter. They're the Justice League at the moment. And this is their first big event as this, like, the figureheads of the DC universe, which is kind of cool. This entire event is centered around Beast Boy, which is kind of fun. He's a character who, in recent time, has been getting a bigger push into the spotlight. And now it feels like somebody had a really cool idea to make him like a focal point for an actual story, which is really fun. That's what Taylor does. I think he's really good at writing all of these characters. So let's get into the Beast World story. There was an issue that came out before this called Beast World Evolution. It was like a vignette of other stories that lead up to the events here. I think all you need to know is that in the ongoing Titans book, there is the character of Brother Eternity, who was previously Brother Blood. It turns out he's a Tamaranian masking as a guy, and he has like a weird parasitical creature that he's manipulating the world with. Because this book opens up with him doing like a televised broadcast talking about like the powers that he was able to achieve, and they have like this new like spaceship thing, and he can send like the Forever Nuts to go there and investigate this, moon on Titan, and they can head there and find a temple. So they head to this temple. Something's inside there. They don't really know what it is. And suddenly, when the Forevernauts get inside of this temple, Brother Eternity, on his like telecast, starts speaking in Tamaranian. And the Titans are watching this broadcast from their tower in Bloodhaven. And Starfire's like, he's speaking our language, like of the language of my ancestors. Like he's speaking like an ancient Tamaranian. So the Titans instantly go into action. Dick puts a team together to head into space and confront them on the moon. He's staying behind, Gar is staying behind, and Wally is staying behind. But Cyborg, Donna Troy, Raven, and Starfire are all going to head to the moon to confront the events going on there. Garfield and Raven have their like kiss goodbye, and she's like, I know what you're feeling right now with this situation, Gar, but trust me, it's all going to be okay. Just be careful. They head into space, and you just start to see that Starfire is slowly realizing something else is happening here. This is different, and Raven feels like another mind is present. She senses like this creature she can't understand. There's something emerging from the depths of this temple, and that's when Starfire realizes that this is not a temple at all. It is a prison, and from it emerges a giant creature that is dangerous and deadly. If you were reading Titans, it looks like a gigantic version of like the small creatures that like Aqualad and Tempest were like shooting out of their mouths into like Linda and Brother Eternity. So big evil creatures there. How are we going to stop it? We cut to the Titans Tower later on, and Starfire is giving like a speech to the entire continuity of DC characters. Everyone's there who matters right now. That's pretty cool. She's like, it's called the Necro Star. It's a weapon that cannot be stopped. It fought my people and we lost a lot of lives. We weren't even able to defeat it. What defeated it was Starro. So this is a Starro book too, which is kind of fun. The first villain that the Justice League ever fought was Starro. The first big event that the Titans have where they're spearheading it has a Starro kind of story to it. That's kind of cool. But Starro fought the Necro Star, was able to defeat it and banish it to the planet. Superman uses his vision to be like, okay, the star is past Jupiter. It's coming here. We have to find a way to stop it. You see Batman and Mr. Terrific snap into gear of we're geniuses. We could send a signal out for neighboring star systems to gather support and maybe have a interplanetary beacon to get out there and stop things. But Garfield's I don't think stopping a conquering star is good. I have a plan, and Batman wants to diminish it. He's I got a kind of a plan. And Raven's dude, Batman, your negativity isn't going to help Garfield feel good about this plan, so maybe just trust him to do the right thing. Bruce steps aside to let Dick take the front there. He's like, I completely trust my team. Garfield, what's your plan? He's like, okay, I need to go to the ocean. I need Cyborg. I need you all to buy me time. So every other hero is part of a big team now. They're going to try to stop the big Necro Star from reaching the planet. There's like weird spore versions of it attacking the Earth. So let's watch as our heroes battle these disgusting creatures on the planet. As Garfield turns into a whale in the ocean because he needs his brain to be bigger, and the mink, the minke whale, whatever it's called, has the biggest like brain ratio that he needs to fully make his plan realized. Raven is with him, and she starts to feel like what his plan is. So she's like, okay, I'll be with you the whole time. I'll be in your mind. It's okay. So we see a moment where Garfield's in his own mind of Raven, and he's scared of what he has to do, but she helps confront him for what needs to be done. And that is when Cyborg realizes what's happening too. Oh no, what's Garfield doing? Something dangerous and dumb. He is trying to merge into a big creature. We'll get to that in a minute here, because also to do that, he has to become the small version of the creature too. So small pieces of Garfield branch off of him, and all these characters that are like starting to get affected by like the spores entering their mind, Garfield is combating them too. So Garfield is a bunch of like the small hive mind versions of Starro, and he's also a big ass Starro, calling himself Garro. Yeah. It's because a Starro defeated the Necro Star. Garfield turns himself into a Starro to fight it, and he takes it out into space. And that's a really fun idea, because I guess Starro is like a creature and Garfield can become animals. Like, that makes some sense, and I think it's kind of cool. He's like branching off parts of his like, bodies to like affect his friends and civilians so they're safe. This is really cool. Like, that's a really bold, badass idea to have Garfield be a part of. It's kind of fun. But he needs Cyborg to open up a portal so he can push the Necro Star through it. So he like uses his strength. He's taking the Necro Star through it, and as they close the portal, one of his arms gets cut off. So Garfield is now missing an arm if he turns back into a human, I guess. Hard to say. That's not looking good. He's like calling out for Cyborg, like, don't worry, buddy. I think we stopped the problem right now, but I won't be able to high-five you when we get home. He keeps calling out for Vic. Where's Vic? He starts looking for him, but Cyborg is defeated by a weird glowing purple guy who's got like blacks all over him and like a weird purple skull. It's Dr. Hate. Cool. This is not a new character, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with this name. And he's just like a goofy looking guy, but he just like he takes down Cyborg pretty easily. You're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? And you see that Garfield tries to call out for Raven or anybody to help him, but nobody can hear him. So now Garfield is trapped, his mind already shattered and broken into smaller pieces, and he's like, I don't want to go, I don't want to die, I can't do this, oh no. And the hate's creeping in. We cut back to Bloodhaven, and Raven can no longer connect to him. Dick can no longer connect to Cyborg. They're falling. The planet is falling. They can no longer save it. Oh no, but something is creeping over the Earth. What is it? It's not the Necro Star. It's Garro, an evil Garfield Starro is affecting the planet, and it's releasing dangerous versions of itself into the people, which we see as it touches down in Kahndaq, and one of these Starro spores enters into the mouth of Black Adam, surprisingly, and he turns into like a werewolf, and then all of like the people in Kahndaq start to turn into birds. And the book ends with just like the reveal of like a big werewolfy looking Black Adam. And I'm just like, okay, that's a really dumb, cool thing that I'm on board for. How ridiculous. How bloody ridiculous. But like, if it's Garfield as like the big antagonist because Dr. Hate took over his mind or something, it makes sense to me that like the people of Earth would turn into animals because that's what he does. And now everyone has like a piece of Garfield in them. They would turn into different animals. That's pretty fun. I'm very curious to see how that's going to go. This is the only book to come out this month for Beast World, but then you got like 9 of them next month, and in January you got like another 7. That's a lot of books. It's kind of fun. I had a good time with it. It looks really interesting. It's well crafted. I hope it sticks the landing. I really do. I think it'd be a really fun read if it does. For like a setup, yeah, this is pretty cool. Garfield turns into a big starro and affects the world, turning them into animal things. Cool. Tied in all the stuff from Titans, put the Titans front and center. I dig it. I do dig it. So, Titans Beast World issue number 1, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.